ready, Trevor?
I am.
Hopefully.
For today, he is.
Jeff, you got your co-pilot's license?
Yeah, I do. Whew. All right, gang, real quick. My name's Trevor. You guys have briefing cards, 6 sacks, flotation devices. They're all in the seat back pockets in front of you there. Yours are in the door. First aid kit and survival gears in the back in a black box with a yellow top. It's all labeled. There's 2 fire extinguishers, one hanging up in the tail, one over here next to me. The flotation devices are just the kind that are over the head, clipper on the waist, pull the tab to inflate. If it doesn't inflate for some stupid reason, you blow into the tube on the shoulder to inflate it. 4 doors, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Operate them, just turn the handle, push out. Seat belts, like any other airplane seat belt, just little end into the big end, pull it tighten, lift the flap to release the buckle. Other than that, it's just no drinking, no smoking, no running about the cabin. That's, yeah, I don't even know where to go. Yeah. I don't know why I have to say that 10 times a day. The headsets that are hanging up there, there's going to be a narration that plays as we go along. There's a volume adjustment for that on the side, and that'll start right before we take off. So, everybody good?
Yeah, thank you.
Good crowd.
Did you get your headset?
Oh yeah.
First things first, where's your shitter?
I took my other shirt off because I was like hot, and I need to be warm that long and all these.
Right. I figured we'd see. I figured we'd see those like up on the flies. You know, showing us right.
They missed out.
Yeah.
Terry, great idea. Nikki, great pick. Or whoever picked.
There's so much snow in the beginning of April that we're just walking on the roof.
This is worth the whole trip.
Generally, they can get a float plane out here by then.
say that every
this
day
year we
about
had to get a helicopter in. Oh, we were walking onto the roofs out here. Yeah. Well, we are in an old growth forest out here. This little piece of buck Sitka spruce I'm standing on is about 60 years old. So some of the bigger trees you are going to see out here are in the hundreds of years old. And there's one plant I do need to warn you about. The plant you're standing in right here.
You kidding?
It's this plant right here. It is Devil's Club. It's very appropriately named. It does have thorns going all the way up its bark, as well as underneath the leaf. If you grab onto it, it could stick with you the rest of your trip. Could leave a little rash. Pretty nasty in its raw form. But the great thing about this plant, it is highly medicinal. It's actually in the ginseng family. They create this salve out of it. I usually carry it on me at all times. But it's great for any kind of scrapes, scratches, muscle pains, joint aches, arthritis, which I got over the winter that I use it constantly for. People even ingest it to lower blood pressure. So it's compared to arnica, if anyone's familiar with arnica. We even sell some salve here in the gift shop if you're interested. But it's a great plant medicinally. It's pretty nasty in its raw form. Then as we are stepping over roots, make sure you're also looking out for moose droppings.
He didn't tell us this before we left.
What he was talking about? Or bear scat.
Yeah.
I do believe in some of that natural healing.
Oh, no.
Oh, you know what? My hips start hurting, and I was like looking at it in the shop in there, and I was like, I wonder if that stuff will work.
It's not gonna hurt you.
That's you.
Kelly bought something.
Did she?
Who did, Kelly? She go put it on yet?
My women are falling apart. Pam, Kelly, Michelle, all three of them. Maybe it's you.
All my issues I'm saying age.
And we are mainly looking at Sitka spruce trees throughout the forest. This one here is at least 250, if not 300 years old. And then we also have hemlock as well. The hemlock is going to be that longer, more vertical, skinny bark you see on these two trees here. And that is sphagnum moss that's hanging down. It is a completely symbiotic relationship. It is not invasive by any means. The moss will move in once the needles have dropped from the branches and basically prune down all the dead, unwanted branches so the tree can continue to grow nice and healthy. Drops to the floor, basically makes a compost and a bunch of nutrients. It's actually a great sign of a healthy forest.
We're learning shit.
And then this light green, more wispy moss that kind of looks like, what is it? Spanish moss, thank you. That is actually old man's beard. And that's actually a great sign of a clean, pristine air. That only grows in very, very clean air. And then this leaf-like structure on many of the branches is actually varied rag lichen. And lichen is another symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae. So that's two organisms working together to make that leaf-like structure there.
There will be a test.
Yeah.
Yes, hope you're taking notes.
That's how you're allowed another cookie.
We do have some moose droppings here to my left. Who's ever interested in moose droppings?
Did you take a picture of the moose drop?
We can kind of
To the
sit
right.
here for the view on.
Moose poop.
And this is Hole in the Wall Glacier. It is connected to the Taku, which is just over those two rounded peaks on the left-hand side. And where the vegetation meets the rock on both sides is about as big as it ever got. It was advancing all the way up until 2015 and started receding in 2018. It is 2 miles away from us, 2 miles across, and over a third of a mile high at its highest peak on the right-hand side there. And these glaciers did extend from mountain range to mountain range during the ice ages. This was a giant lake for thousands of years. And that's why the roots are sprawled out the way they are. There's only about 6 to 8 inches of topsoil here. Everything below that is basically sand and riverbed, so the trees can't go straight down to anchor themselves. They need to sprawl out for stability and for nutrients. We do get hurricane force winds that come through here from the north during the winter, called the Taku winds. And these trees covered in snow and ice are still able to withstand all that. And then the glaciers also separate many animals from each other out here in Alaska and create many different subspecies. I think the perfect example would have to be the grizzly bear. Out here we do call it the coastal brown bear, and you might have heard of the Kodiak bear as well on Kodiak Island. All the exact same bear genetically speaking. The only reason they have different names is due to geological location and diet. They just get much, much bigger out here due to the abundance of protein that they have, and up to 1,600 pounds in fat. And then our moose can get up to 7 feet at the shoulder and 2,000 pounds. And then there is one example I like to point out that goes against all that, and that's the Alexander archipelago. It's a subspecies of gray wolf. That's actually very specific to this area. We even have a pack right across the river here. We can hear them howling at night sometimes or after they make a kill, which is pretty cool. They're a little bit smaller than a gray wolf and a lot darker, almost black in color. When I say they're smaller, I did see some tracks in one of these sandbars the other week. They're about as big as my hand. And they get about as big as my waist. So they're really not that small, just a little bit smaller than that gray wolf. And then we do get a look at some of these rounded peaks we have out here. You may have heard on the plane that the glaciers knocked off many of the jagged peaks in this area. These are 2,000 to 3,000 feet high in front of us. That just gives you a little bit of a visualization of how much ice was moving through here throughout the ice ages. So at this point, we can do some photos in front of the glacier. If anyone needs a photographer, I'm a great photographer. Or if anyone has any questions. Pretty good? Yeah, it is quite breathtaking, pretty gorgeous. So at this point, we are going to keep moving through the forest, so feel free to hang back and get a picture or two if you would like. But as we are moving through the forest and watching our step, make sure you are looking up and all around you. With the big broad leaves of the Devil's Club, and then the moss hanging down from the trees, it does get pretty otherworldly back here.
Yeah. So cool. It's very cool.
Yes, this is a great first shot stepping into the forest here.
Jess, turn around. All right.
Absolutely.
What are we taking pictures of me for?
How's the guys?
Would like to see you.
Blow it up. Hang it over in my room, Jess.
And honestly, I think this is some like the best lighting for back here as well. I mean, it's nice when it's sunny out, but there's just something about this kind of lighting.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I love it. The way that looks.
Yeah, and out to the right here as well.
And all these ferns.
Yeah, these are fiddleheads.
Fiddleheads. I do definitely need a picture right
I believe we created it to some extent. I couldn't tell you when or how, but before my time.
How long have you been working here?
This is only my second season, but I'll definitely be back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the off season.
Before winter hits, I go back to Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And last winter, I got my diving certification in Venice Beach, and we were just taking other divers out off the coast. We're searching for like megalodon teeth and different fossils and things like that.
So your life doesn't suck.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Summers, Alaska, winters, Florida.
Yep.
Where do you vacation?
I mean,
Topeka.
Topeka.
right? Actually, my sister does live in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I do go see her.
How did you find out about this place?
I had a buddy do it for 7 seasons out here.
Okay.
And he just kept telling me about it and telling me about it, and I just had to come see for myself. He's also from Florida. And if you had not had a chance to look up and all around you yet, this is a great tree, as well as to the right of the forest out here coming around this bend.
That's where you're going.
One of the others, the male, one of the bartenders. Seven. We had one scheduled day off this season, and it's 4th of July. And then we do have like cancellation days. Anytime there's like, like bad fog or wind, they cancel us. Not so much for rain, if like the pilots can see everything, then it's pretty good.
You guys see anything fun for 4th of July?
We did. We went fishing all day. We took a couple boats down to the inlet and went halibut fishing, salmon fishing. Got to see some brown bear, which was really cool. Yes. Saw a couple whales. The brown bear we saw was a mother of 3 cubs.
Oh, 3 cubs.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were on a boat, safe distance away.
Sure. There's some of your solar power.
Yep. Actually, gonna touch on that here. She does love the blueberries too.
Lettuce.
Yeah, that's part of our dinner tonight, actually.
Is it?
Yep.
That and salmon.
Chicken tonight, actually. are 100% off grid out here. We do have 2 large solar panels where we get a great deal of energy from when the sun is out. After all, we are in a rainforest. So that is a diesel generator you're hearing right now. We store everything on 26 lead acid batteries. We do moose hunting at the end of each season. We hang the moose in this shop right over here. 3 years ago, we did have a bear come through and try to break into that building. In the middle of the night, an employee heard some rustling, came out with a flashlight in his underwear and got chased back inside by that bear. And then evidence of the attempted break-in is right down here.
Huh? Yeah.
But if anyone has any interest in local lore, such as local Native Alaskan spirits and or Bigfoot, please see Ellie in the gift shop. She is a true believer. She even has photos of prints that she's found from around here that my boss can't even explain. And she does talk about it every night at dinner. She loves talking about it. But other than that, I really want to thank you all for coming out and visiting. If you all did not visit, I cannot live here. So thank you. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your time out here.
Thank you.
I'm here like 6.5 months out of the year. I'm in Florida.
That was worth the walk.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was amazing.
So beautiful.
My nipples are hard. I'll be tightening now. Cold.
Play some horseshoes.
Can you come back here for a few days with guys and just fish
Yeah.
and camp? And
Have you ever been up to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota?
I have not.
Dude, you need to go.
Yeah. My son did that.
It's like this.
Is it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, unfortunately, there's been bad
Well-
bad fires this summer, but
It's like this with a shit ton more bugs, but
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
this.
a whole shit ton more.
I love their tables. I know. Beautiful. Isn't it amazing that it's cold like this? We'll put this in here and then we'll all get I'm gonna go look at their chicken.
because I mean they're great airplanes, but once you land, like you're not a pilot anymore. They just have to have a horrible boat.
So is this your plane? You take it home?
No, no, I sold mine years ago. It's way easier to break other people's stuff. That's that thing about bankruptcy.
So what's the pointy thing on the end of the?
Well, it's a pitot tube. Normally they're recessed into the wing a little more, but what it does is it gives you your airspeed. So it's like a ram out. But this thing is just a flying brick, so they have to put it so far out there to get it out of the slipstream. It looks kind of goofy.
I thought maybe it's for a camera.
All right.